Hello and welcome to another wonderful evening of racing in the Degenerate Race League. We are back for our final round of racing in ACC of Season 7 here in the DRL. Well, before we kick things off, as always, a very special thank you to all of the names you see on your screen. These are our Patreon subscribers who help support our wonderful league, keep the lights on, and make sure we're able to provide the excellent community and racing that we do. So thank you so much to everybody who supports the DRL. Having a look at our schedule, well, there's not much left to look at because we are at our final round, but just a quick trip down memory lane. We've been to Misano, Kota. Our first mystery track was Imola. We had a reverse grid race at Kailami. We went to Indianapolis. Our second mystery track was a fan favorite of Red Bull Ring. Last week we were at Paul Ricard, and tonight we finished things off at the Nurburgring 24-hour layout. Quick look at our standings heading into the final round. In our pro category, Neil Kerbal really just needs to finish the race tonight to secure victory for the top spot and the championship in DRL. Assuming he secures points, that victory is his. Nathan Henderson also likely just needs to finish, and he too will secure second spot in the pro category. Third spot is still up for battle, though. We have Gav Cook and Daniel Hirsch separated by only 1 point. Having a look at our Pro-Am standings, we have a big shock after the finish of the race last week. Albert Gania, who has led the way for our Pro-Am drivers all season, chose to take a DNF last race, meaning he scored no points. And with those no points scored, Artur Hermanis vaulted him into first place with an 8-point gap. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute and what that could mean for the Pro-Am championship. In our AM category, Damian Zawadzki took the win last week at Paul Ricard, securing his championship. He is our AM winner. Congratulations to Damian. Our AMs are out here to now fight for what is left of P2 and P3. We have a tie between Tarugo and Leung, so a good battle hopefully we see between them tonight to see who takes that third spot in the amateur standings. And one final look at our constructor standings. It looks like it is going to be in the bag for Hirsch Racing. At this point, with both the Hirsch brothers on track tonight, securing points is a guaranteed victory for constructors overall for Hirsch Racing. A good fight put up by Braun GP and Morgan Motorsports, who still get to duel it out for second and third place tonight, only being separated by 1 point. So we'll keep our eyes on that battle as well. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Morgan Dino, and we are here for our final round of racing at the Nurburgring. Joined with me in the booth tonight, a very special guest. No, it's not Dan. Dan is away this week, so we dragged good old buddy Sam Bozak in. Sam, how you doing?
Unfortunate. Mighty, expressive, and exciting Dan is not here, but we're here to keep Morgan some company, and I attempted to race the Nurb and decided that that was not going to be a good idea, so here we are in the booth.
Yeah, well, it's always great to have you back, Sam. Keep me company anyways. While our drivers, some of them love this track, some of them hate it. It doesn't always produce the most exciting racing from a broadcasting perspective, so it will be nice to have some company tonight while we try to fill the air. We're probably also going to let you enjoy a bunch of, dead air as well and just pure car sounds, if that's what you are after. Let us know if you're here in the chat. Say hello. This is our final race, like we mentioned, for this season. We're going to take a 1-week break, and we will be back for Season 8 here in the DRL. While we're at it, we may also give a quick little promotion to the kickoff of our second season of iRacing, which starts next Monday. If you are interested in an iRacing league, we are running GT3s, also an 8-round season. You can go ahead and join us on our Discord to get signed up and join us in that league. Thank you, Sam, for posting our link to the Discord. You'll find that in chat.
You know, something I was just thinking about, kind of funny. We technically could redeem. Someone could redeem multiple crank it ups, and because a lap is 8 minutes, this whole stream could be silent.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, we could just redeem crank it ups. We don't have the super awesome graphics that are going to pop up on stream that we normally would for our channel redemptions. And in fact,
They're actually all gone anyways. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah, I think they're all turned off because they won't fire. But hey, drop us in chat if you got to crank it up for a lap with the driver, and we'll give you one.
Neil's asking if we've adjusted the pit window seconds.
No, I made no changes to the pit window in seconds.
So if there's 5 minutes left, don't start another lap, because you're not going to make it. Well, how many people are we expecting tonight? So far we've got 18. Hopefully we can make it to at least the 20 mark, as people are going to get really spaced out very quickly. Like Morgan said, it's going to be somewhat of a quiet race, but hopefully we get an exciting first 5 minutes with little to no collisions.
Yeah, hopefully the start is good. I mean, that's when the drivers are all going to be bunched up and should offer us the most exciting racing. I mean, while we might not get close racing as the race goes on and drivers start to spread out a little bit, we do always look forward to off tracks, which hopefully our wonderful camera automation solution here gives us some quality off tracks, people sliding through the grass and into walls.
Sanchez has given a shout out to the Shitoku and LA Canyons Degenerate Drift League. If any of you didn't know, we operate some fun street driving in Assetto Corsa, and it's a very exciting time, and you definitely should join.
That's right. Come join us, spend 10 hours getting all your mods set up, and then you can get on track with us too. Well, we got about 4 minutes left in practice. To give you guys a little bit of a rundown, tonight's format is a little different than usual. So normally our format is drivers get an hour of practice, they get a 20-minute qualifier, and then a 45-minute race. Because this track is so long, we don't do live qualifier for this race. Drivers have had all week to set lap times on the server, and then we set the grid based on the best times each driver set throughout the past week. So our grid is set, and after this 1 hour practice session concludes, drivers will immediately head to the grid and we will go straight into the race. We put a vote out to the drivers for this week if they wanted to keep the usual 45-minute race that we do each week, or if they wanted to extend it to an hour. And the choice was to go to an hour. So we have an hour-long race tonight here at the Nurburgring, and yeah, that'll be kicking off here in about 3 minutes.
Sorry, I went quiet for a moment. I just had a salami, crackers, and cheese delivery to my commentator's booth here, so I was just having a little nibble. Anyways.
Food delivery.
10 hours,
I like
what,
it.
Sean?
He's laughing at how I said how it would take 10 hours to get all the mods installed.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's looking like we've got most of the liveries on screen here. I wonder what that, what is that, an Aston? Yeah, I wonder what that Aston looks like.
Yeah, whose car is that? It's not not Nathan Henderson. Who else drives an Aston? Tyler Morgan? No, that's not his Aston.
Rodriguez.
Oh, J-Rod. That's right. Joshua Rodriguez joining us for one race this season. Wanted to jump in and take part in the Nurburgring. Joshua has been around the DRL a long time. Took a break for season 7. Are we having you back for season 8, Josh? Don't know if he's watching, but great to have him back on the grid. Looks like we got a decent turnout tonight, Sam. The last couple weeks, been about 15 drivers or so, and we got 18 so far. A minute left before drivers can enter the server before it's locked in.
Yeah, a little bit of a lighter roster this season. I'm thinking it's everyone gets a little bit busy in the summertime. Everyone gets a little bit occupied, so heading into the fall and winter seasons, soon everyone will lose their regular daily livelihoods and be covered in snow, so they'll have to be inside and should have nothing else to do other than sim race and sim drift. So should see some good attendances on the next seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. The mornings and evenings are getting darker, so all of our depression will start to set in more, and we need to turn to sim racing to cure our winter blues. Sam, one thing I wanted to chat about quickly is we looked at the standings before this stream started, and as I mentioned last week, kind of the big shock in the Pro-Am category was Gania taking a DNF, scoring no points, and Hermanis vaulting him into first place for the overall in Pro-Am, which was a bit of a surprise. But what that means, looking at the points in the numbers, is it's going to take Gania winning and Arter's finishing, I believe, 3rd place or worse. So that'll be something for us to keep an eye on. Yes, because I believe what the point separation right now is 8 points.
I'm sure we'll find out quick.
Yeah, if Gania wins and Arter's finishes 3rd, Gania will win the overall. But any other outcome than that, because we don't have very many Pro-Am drivers, in fact, there's only 4 on the server, I believe, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, barring that being the outcome, Artur Hermanis could take the Pro-Am championship in a bit of a shocking way with Gania's DNF last week.
Well, that'll be one to look out for then. I mean, there's a couple other battles that are going to be going on, but yeah, like I said, I'm sure we'll be able to figure out within the first kind of 30 minutes what's going to play out, but you never know. Someone could be going down the back straight, hit a bump, and DNF into the wall, and just like that, things change. So we will see.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the one thing about our rules here in DRL is you finish the race, you'll get your points, but if you DNF and leave the server, well, that will mean the end of any championship points. Well, let me get things set up here for one final grid walk of the season. All right, well, let's take a look at your starting order. So again, this order was set by drivers completing qualification laps on the server throughout the week. Nathan Henderson taking the top spot in driving the number 31 Aston Martin. In P2 is Mitch Nairati, who put down an incredible time on the server. I believe he was just shy of an 8:19, very close and not far off Nathan Henderson's pace. So quite a blistering lap from Mitch Nairati to put it on P2 for the start of this race. In P3, the one we were just talking about, Albert Gania, so he taking that top Pro-Am spot is 3rd overall on the grid. In P4 is Gavin Cook driving the number 69 Porsche for Braun GP. And in P5 is Artur Hermani, so only 2 spots back from Albert in that tight battle for the overall Pro-Am Championship. He sits in P5. In P6 is Spencer Braun, teammates to Gav Cook, driving the number 7 Porsche. Daniel Hirsch for Hirsch Racing in P7, followed closely behind is his brother Kyle Hirsch, driving the number 402. Joshua Rodriguez, who we mentioned, newcomer to the grid tonight, but not newcomer to DRL, sits in P9 after setting a pretty good lap time this week. Alan Leung is the top of our AM drivers when it comes to qualification this week, so he will be your lead AM driver. Alan currently fighting for that 3rd place spot with Tarugo, who is a bit further down the grid. Damian Zawadzki, our amateur championship, sitting in P11, driving the number 18 Ferrari. John Malott in the number 85 Audi takes up P12. And Tyler Morgan in the number 72 Aston Martin, driving for Morgan Motorsports in P13. Senior Tarugo takes up P14. Neil Kerbal, the first of our drivers not to set a qualification time this week. Neil looking forward to a relaxing drive around the Nurburgring, I believe was his comment. Maybe sipping a glass of wine while he's doing so this week. In P16 is Professor Chronotis. He will be looking to make a charge through the grid from the back after not setting a lap time himself this week. Don Donovan, also without a lap time, sitting in P17, is at the back of the Pro-Am category. Will also be looking to make some progress up through the grid. And rounding out our grid is Will Sanchez, sitting in P18, driving for Cyber Chooms alongside Senior Tarugo. Well, Sam, that is our final grid walk of the year, of the season, I should say, not the year. What are you looking forward to in this race?
Well, first off, I just want to say I really like Neil's livery. I like how he I thought it was glowing for a second, but it's just the way the paint is, I guess. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, there it is. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's obviously the grid looks a lot more of a different order than what I'm used to seeing. I guess the weak quality kind of gives people really want to put in the grind. They can obviously make the effort, which you can see some have done, Mitch especially, and Albert Giannia there. So nice to see them up top, and yeah, I'm just interested to see who can maintain those positions from the first lap.
Yeah, and we just have to do, sorry to interrupt, Sam, we just have to do a quick server reboot because I left full formation lap on. So,
all right. I thought they were joking in the chat. That's why I didn't say anything.
No, it is true. Let's fix that.
Apparently my mic's a little bit quiet as well.
Try boosting that up.
I think that's just me because I'm talking quieter as I do not want to wake people up. Anyways, yeah, I thought that was a joke. That would literally be a 20-minute formation lap. It's quite funny. Well, thank you for catching that, everyone.
Okay, the server is back up. Give everybody 2 minutes to get back in. And there'll be a 2-minute wait before we get going again. Let's make sure that that formation saved.
Green light, give it all you can.
There we go. We'll get everyone back in and get her fired up in 1 minute.
Don't go out on track, Spencer Braun.
Spencer Braun, stay the hell back into pits. Spencer Braun, go back into pits immediately. Oh, and another one. I believe Zawatsky is... What happens when someone leaves the pits?
Well, it'll just wait for them to finish their lap before it'll go to grid.
It's really unfortunate. However, we are commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, it didn't
Good.
take. No, they're on the grid. Why didn't it take?
They're on the grid? No?
Yeah, but they're not in the right spot for short formation.
Well, everyone. Let's have a quick fun fact. When first person that can answer what when is Max Verstappen's birthday? And you win a special prize if you guess it. Oh, wow. Speedy Gonzalez scribble with the correct answer. I did not know he was born in the same year as me.
Green light, green light.
You definitely didn't Google that, so good for you. I will get you a prize within the year. Anyways, looks like we've got the practice server or the server back up and running. Hopefully the settings changes has taken. You live in the same location as the sticker man himself.
Not even close.
Same island. Looks like it is corrected.
In the right spot, yeah.
And I think we're operational.
Are we missing somebody though? I feel like we had 18 drivers. I hope somebody didn't lock somebody out.
Well, I guess we'll see. Someone might have not joined as well. It could be a possibility.
I see all the names we went through.
Looks like we are... I don't know, I wouldn't be able to tell. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. Anyways. Okay. Formation lap corrected, grid corrected, server starting, we're back in business here. Second, I'm just changing my headset battery, BRB.
All right, drivers are making their way now on the short formation lap.
What is a short formation lap on the Nurb anyways? Where are we at here?
Oh, they're on the back straight, so it's still a pretty... Oh, it's not that far, actually. Drivers now making their way into the GP circuit. And we will get a green flag here very shortly. And we'll see what kind of carnage turn 1 brings.
I think people have had enough time on the server this week, hopefully, where we're going to see some clean lap 1 racing.
We are off. Mitch Nairati gets a really good jump off the start here. So does Gavin Cook. Looks like they're both going to maybe get by Nate Henderson. Nate Henderson breaks pretty late there. Oh, as we see Gav Cook make contact with, I'm not sure who that was. Mitch got spun off already, unfortunately.
It looks like turn 1 and 2 relatively clean. No spin arounds, no totals.
Well, we do have an accident, a couple accidents already recorded.
Well,
as we see Gavin Cook now fall behind Spencer Braun after what was a bit of a mix-up at the start, I think, between Henderson, Gav Cook, and Mitch Nairati.
here. 2 Braun GPs with the matching purple, chasing each other.
Yeah, that'll be a position. That'll be a position that Gavin will want to get back after a very good qualifying session this week. Put down a very good time. See if Spencer Braun can hustle away for him, or if Gavin Cook is going to put pressure on and get that spot back. See some inter-team battles already. We see Daniel Hirsch and Kyle Hirsch also line astern. So we have 2 teams in line astern.
3 teams it looks like, or is that? Oh no, never mind. That's a weird angle. Okay, I thought the 2 blues.
No, you're right. Liang and Zawadzki are also on the same team, so we have 3 sets of teams in a row here. I think one livery is just not loaded. Unless, oh no, that might be Chronotis we were looking at there. Our timing tower won't necessarily be up to date yet until we hit the next sector spot for these drivers. Nathan Henderson's still out front and looks to have a pretty good gap to Spencer Braun, who is the car in P2. Gavin Cook is in P3. Daniel Hirsch is in P4. Kyle Hirsch in P5. Professor Chronotis has made his way all the way up to P6 already from starting way down. Damian Zawadzki in P7. Neil Kerbel in P8. Don Donovan in P9, Senior Tarugo in P10, Archer Hermani in P11, Mitch Nairati P12. So he has dropped down the order after a turn 1 incident. We'll see if we can get a replay for that in a minute. In P13 is Tyler Morgan, P14 John Malott, P15 Alan Leung, so he's lost out on a few positions as well. And down the order in P16 is Albert Gania, so that is a driver we are keeping an eye on in the battle for Pro-Am. So currently Archer Hermani leading the way for the Pro-Am drivers. Sam, let's take a look back and see if we can see what happened at the start of the race.
Yes, let's, because I did not see anything on the helicopter cam at the beginning there.
Oh, so Spencer just looks like he took avoiding action, went through the grass, and comes back on for an unsafe rejoin, taking out Mitch. Very unfortunate. Something we will leave in the hands of our wonderful stewards as we see Mitch taking a little bit of grass himself there as he tries to chase down Artur Hermanis here for that P10 spot. See, our leaderboard is finally updated in game. Nate Henderson is starting to stretch his legs now with a 3-second gap over Spencer Braun, who currently sits in P2. We ride on board with Kyle Hirsch still chasing down brother Daniel Hirsch. These drivers all still very close together, considering we are getting close to about halfway around this lap.
Yeah, well, other than that little turn, or I don't even know, that wasn't in turn 1, but other than that little beginning incident, everyone is relatively clean, and I think we're now going to see that point in time where everyone kind of spaces out, and then if we see people make a mistake, then the gap will most likely be closed.
Yeah,
So,
well, we've got a...
We'll continue. Yeah.
I was going to say, Sam, I think we've got a couple other things that have gone unnoticed, so because we can, let's go back and look at some more replays of what happened at the start. Again, this was another replay from the start of the race. This is looking at an incident between car 402 and car 18, so maybe a little bit more bumping and banging. That would be Kyle Hirsch and Damian Zawadzki. So this is just a chain reaction effect, I think, here of a few things that looks like happened at the start of the race. Let's take a view from Mr. Braun's on board. It's hard to tell from that angle what exactly happened, but it looks like there might have been a bit of contact even before Spencer went off, so.
Yeah, it's hard to look in the replays like that. You need to go and analyze and look at all the different different camera angles and really dive into it.
Just a little bit of contact there between, not sure who that was, and Sanchez. As we come back to live pictures with, Kyle Hirsch going wide off track and Professor Chronotis, that looks like that is following along. That is one of the risks of following really closely at a track like Nurburgring, Sam, is that if the driver in front of you makes a mistake, it's really easy to get tunnel vision and follow that driver into the same mistake, as is exactly what we just saw. Kyle went a little deep and wide and sucked Professor Chronotis into the same mistake.
Especially when you're chasing someone like that, you're at that point you're almost not even watching the track. You're just sucked into what the car.
Oh no!
And it looks like something else has happened now.
Contact between Hermanis and Zawadzki, I believe that was. Hermanis waits for a safe moment to rejoin the track. So that'll be another shuffle up in order, and that actually, watching closely at our Pro-Am chase for the title, puts Gania into P2 with Hermanis in P3. Now, I don't think that's enough for Gania to win. In fact, no, it is not. So he would need to overtake Mitch Nairati, who's now moved to the top. Hey, thank you, Sinks. Is that how we say your Discord name? Thanks for the follow.
Thank you very much. Sync C. I think it would be Sync C. Sync C. I have no idea. Well, maybe you can tell us.
Let's go back and have a little look at that incident with Arthur Hermani. Oh, tough spot of the track to be going side by side. Gets by cleanly. But then Zawadzki, I think, just gets a little close there through the corner and, yeah, makes contact and spins Arthur out.
Not clean enough.
Well, we've had a bit of shuffling up. Drivers are now on to lap 2 of this race. We ride on board with Daniel Hirsch in P4, looking back at Neil Kerbal, who has made his way up to P5 now after starting way down the grid, I believe, in P13. Let's run through our order once again, since we've had a bunch of changes since we last did. Nate Henderson currently sitting in P1, has a very comfy gap of almost 8 seconds now. So a nice chill drive for Nate Henderson here to take the victory. Spencer Braun running in P2, who's built himself a 2.5 second gap back to his teammate Gav Cook, who is in P3. Daniel Hirsch in P4. Neil Kerbal in P5. Kyle Hirsch dropping a couple spots after that little off-track excursion is in P6. Professor Kornotis in P7. Mitch Nairati, after early contact on lap 1, has made himself back up to P8, so good recovery so far for Mitch. Don Donovan in P9. Damian Zawadzki sits in 10th place overall. Senior Tarugo in P11. Arthur Hermanis in P12. Tyler Morgan in P13. John Malott P14. Albert Gania in P15. Looks like Albert has made a pit stop. That would have to be for damage. And it's worth noting that unfortunately won't count as his mandatory stop because we are not within our pit window. Will Sanchez sitting in P16 and Alan Leung in P17, who has also taken a stop. Looks like a long one, must have had some pretty significant damage, so he will also have to make another stop. So a little bit of chaos to start this race, Sam. We've had quite a mix-up of orders. It doesn't look like a ton. We looked at a few incidents, but not a ton, so I'm guessing, as usual, just drivers making mistakes on a track that is very punishing when you do.
Yeah, that's tough, especially like you just said, when you're not in the pit window. I mean, now you're going to have to do another pit stop, and in a track like this, that can do you one. So it'll be interesting to see if anything else shakes up with the little bit of close standings battles we have going on right now.
Pit window is open.
Well, and there you have it. Our pit window is open. Drivers have 35 minutes to make a stop. Drivers are required to take at least 1 liter of fuel. Tires are optional. You will see most drivers push it towards the end of that pit window, although that will be a little trickier to judge here at the Nurburgring with such long lap times.
Like everyone's kind of made their space now. I was looking at the leaderboard there. Kerbal sure has made his way up, and also depending on what the standings update here, he may be close to someone. I don't think he's 5/10 away from anyone anymore. It doesn't look like it. Looks like he's made the pass, unless that's
Neil has gotten past Daniel Hirsch, I can see. So that was an overtake that our wonderful cameraman missed. Daniel Hirsch looking back now at Professor Kanoda, so it looks like maybe Daniel had an off because he has fallen behind his brother Kyle as well. Let's take a quick look back and see if we can see what happened to Daniel Hirsch. I do see something here.
Always possible.
Oh, just gets sideways, puts it into the grass and then into the wall. And Daniel definitely going to be probably fighting some damage with the car after that hard smack into the barriers. We flip to Don. Donovan looks like he's recovering from an incident. He may have had an off-track excursion.
What else do we got going on here? Oh,
Is my
got
stream
some lag going on right now.
sputtering real bad? Yeah. Looks like Zawadzki towed to the pits.
Do we have anyone close in nature? No, we do not. Nathan Henderson continuing his Sunday drive. I think this is a little bit nicer of a race. A little bit of nicer of a race than him than last time. Last time I had the pleasure of taking Nathan out. So nice job on taking.
Boy, did you ever!
So far, Nathan. And Sinksy. Okay, good. So it is Sinksy. I got it right.
We got a close battle here between Mitch and I think that's Daniel. So Daniel probably fighting the car a little bit with damage. It's going to be my guess as Mitch goes around the outside there. As these guys go through the final carousel, Mitch runs a little wide in the grass, puts it into the wall himself, and is now facing the wrong way. Such a punishing track. As we ride on board with Gav Cook and looking back at the mighty Neil Kerbal, who is out for a relaxing drive around the Nurburgring, but just casually checking people off to make his way up to the podium. Neil with a real great slipstream on Gavin down that back straight. As they make their way back into the GP circuit here. And we'll keep our eyes close on this battle. Gav Cook's car looks a little worse for wear. May have had an encounter with a guardrail himself. As Neil looks to go down the inside into turn one, will he get it done on the brakes? Gavin says no. Neil gets a little squirmy on the exit of turn two.
Oh. Well, he's fighting him off. I mean, normally when you're on this track, you're not usually in this scenario, and it's normally in an endurance scenario, so normally you're not going to fight something like that, but in this case you're going to fight everything, and it'll be interesting to see how long Gavin can hold this on.
Yeah, especially when you're in a podium spot. Like, that's a spot you're going to want to hang on to. Say you finished on the top 3 steps at the Nordschleife, and Gavin is not one for just letting somebody by because they are faster. So this will be a battle that we're going to see probably go on for a little bit. Neil is going to have to earn that position on pace and merit.
Or neon lights blinding in a fake setting. He's swerving around trying to make Gavin make a mistake with his one defensive move, or I guess in this case offensive move. But Gavin's just holding steady and true. He says, not today, Kerbal. Go back to space.
Neil's been getting good runs, good exits out of these corners, but the problem with this track is it's so windy. There are not many great places to make an overtake attempt. As Neil tries to go side by side there, but you're just always going to get pinched off. So he's going to have to wait. There'll be a good opportunity potentially coming up here as they come up and over the crest. And got a bit of a straight here, so if Neil can get a good slip on Gavin, there is a potential opportunity to overtake here at the end of this next high-speed section.
They seem to be even on the straight line pace. Typically that McLaren can rip pretty good on the straights, but it seems like Gavin has finally got his wing set at a correct setting this race, and he's holding his own. So I don't see much slipstream effect happening right now.
Yeah, no, you're right, Sam. It didn't look like Neil was able to pull much of a gap back to Gavin there down that straight. So, yeah, it looks like this will be one where Neil's going to have to find a spot to beat him on the brakes, which, again, on this track, there's not a lot of places where you get on the brakes super, super hard. It's just a pretty consistently high-speed track all around. I think his next opportunity is likely to be probably at the end of Dottinger again. So.
Well, we'll continue to watch because I think this is the only battle that we're going to see right now. We will just continue to sit back and see what unfolds.
Definitely our closest battle on track for sure. Everybody else is spaced out by over 2 seconds. But this battle, also, Sam's worth noting, I think it's letting Spencer Braun stretch his legs a little bit. Before Neil caught up to Gavin. Gavin only had a 2.5 second gap back from Spencer. That has grown now to over 5 seconds. So Gavin having to be a little bit more defensive and losing some lap time because of it. So we see Neil getting really close here. Might have an opportunity as they come up this next section where they run up the long hill up towards the first carousel. So again, see if Neil can get a good drive here and have any kind of chance up the hill.
Well, and that's how you have to make a decision, especially on a track like this. Is it worth saying, okay, do I have enough pace to let Neil pass me and continue to slipstream and maybe even go a little bit faster and not have to be defensive and then catch Spencer and have a chance? Or do I just say, goodbye, Spencer, I'm going to hold on to third and fight for my life for the next 40 minutes, essentially.
Oh, and looks like Neil is gotten alongside there. And I think that move is done. And he is through. So, as we suggested might be the case now, Neil got a good run up the hill and got it done before these guys got back to the first carousel. It looked like Neil almost got shot out of the carousel there. Something I've definitely done many times. It's really hard to take in ACC. You take too much speed in there and you just shot right out into that barrier. So it looked like Neil was very close to getting spun out there because he takes a little bit of too much curb, almost bounced the car and settled it again. So Neil now, after that overtake on Gavin, probably just going to try to settle in and see if he can chip away lap time and hunt down Spencer Braun, who is now 5.5 seconds up the road.
Yeah, and it looks like, Gavin made the right decision to try and defend because unfortunately, I do not think he's going to stay close to Neil for long. It looks like Neil is going to slowly press the gas earlier and hit the brake later and make his way away.
Yeah, well, if Gavin If Gavin can stay close here for the next sequence of corners and try to keep with Neil as they get back to Dottinger, he'd be able to get a good slip, but it looks like Neil is already putting a bit of a gap on Gavin, so Gavin may not get the effect of the slipstream when they get to the straight. As we jump over to Professor Chronotis, who's currently sitting in P6, still chasing down Kyle Hirsch. We watch Kyle and Professor Chronotis again do a little monkey see, monkey do, running wide there and using the barriers to help make the corner.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like that blue car on Professor Chronotis there. That's what I'm gonna call him, by the way, Professor Chronotis, because that just sounds right. Has got some marks on the bumper there in the front. He's definitely done some off-roading or bush clearing, or one of the two.
Yeah, well, he is now past Kyle Hirsch, so either I closed my eyes or the camera slipped away for a second. But
I don't know.
he got by Kyle there somewhere before the start of Dottinger.
I'm keep laughing at myself here. When I looked at the standings, I legitimately just, the first thing that came to my head was Professor Chronotis, and I realized his name is definitely not Professor. Sounds good though.
Sounds good.
Well, we'll see if Daniel can catch up. This looks like a gap that maybe can't be closed. So, see if anyone makes a mistake or hits the wall to allow for something else spicy.
So Nate Henderson has stopped, I believe. He is in the pits because I'm showing Spencer Braun in P1. Yes, Nate Henderson has made his pit stop. So he looks to be getting his mandatory stop out of the way early.
Which is different than what you normally see. You see people stretching that gas tank until the very last drop or the last minute of pit window.
Yeah, well, the pit window's a little trickier here at the full layout of the Nurburgring in that, we have around a little over an 8-minute lap. So just making sure that you are going to be able to get in and complete that stop before that pit window closes. If you were to, start a lap and be looking at the pit window with, less than, around 9 minutes, you could be putting yourself at risk for not getting in and completing a stop. The other risk too is if you have an accident or you have a off-track excursion that makes your lap time that much longer, again, you just put more risk on not getting that stop done. So I think for Nate, it made a lot of sense. He had a very, very comfortable lead. May as well get the stop done, make sure it gets done within the window, and now he can just kind of chill and cruise.
Yep, fair enough. I guess the longer track, different strategy, different plays. And I mean, honestly, when you're at the front and you're that much ahead, it doesn't really matter what you're going to do. So you should be able to hold the lead and just continue on. Well, it looks like Kyle's trying his hardest to hold on to Mr. Chronotis there. Daniel's slowly slipping away from the brother.
The other way around, Kyle Hirsch is ahead of brother Daniel. We're waiting. Yeah.
Did I not say that?
That is correct. Yeah, we got Chronotis, Kyle Hirsch, and Daniel Hirsch in that order.
Mitch and I are ready with a stop and go. 30-second, that is no good. How do we get a stop and go? Is that going to be a speeding in the pits? That's usually a drive-through.
Oh, and he had just joined chat saying, my race is over, so maybe he knew he went in too hot. thanks for stopping in the chat during your pit stop, Mitch. Sorry to hear that it didn't go as planned.
Oh, that's why I called him Professor Kenotis, because he actually has his name set to Professor Kenotis. I must have seen that at one point in my life. And today, Professor Kenotis is racing for whoa. And hopefully he's representing them very well.
Interesting team name, that one.
I'll be right back. Just gonna live up to my name, quick pit stop, and BRB. 30 seconds.
Sounds good. Well, Sam is off to relieve himself. Let's just have a look at the leaderboard as it stands now and what that means for a couple things we're watching for in the championship battle. We have Artur Hermanis back leading the Pro-Am group, sitting in a P8 but in P1 for the Pro-Am category. Should that be where Artur's finishes, he will take the Pro-Am overall victory. Looking at our AM group, John Malott leading the way. Currently sitting 11th overall, so John keeping it cool and collected out on track and finds himself sitting in first place amongst our AM drivers. John yet to make a stop, I will note, so that actually may not be net P1 for John. As we see, Tarugo has pitted and would be our first AM driver to complete a pit stop and the highest in order. So I think Tarugo might have net P1, in which case that would give him second place in the championship in his close battle for third place in the championship in his close battle for third with Liang, who has also completed a stop but sitting down in 16th place. So we ride on board with Spencer Braun. Yeah, that will be a tough one. I was just saying, Sam, the battle between Hermanis and Guinea for the overall Pro-Am has flipped back to our Hermanis in his favor, with Guinea maybe having another off track because he is now the leading Pro-Am driver sitting in 8th. So a good spot for Arturs to be in to take the Pro-Am victory. But the race is still far from over. We still have 27 minutes to go. 15 minutes left for drivers to complete pit stops.
Well, we should start seeing people going to the pits soon, because I don't think a lot of people are going to make it if they don't.
Yeah, drivers, so just kind of looking at it here, Spencer is leading the final carousel. He will, he could get away with doing another lap before making the stop, so he may pit this lap. If not, he'll definitely need to pit at the end of the next lap, and so will other drivers. We see a disqualification for Will Sanchez, so that would likely be entering the pits too fast. Probably gone well over the speed limit and at a threshold that's high enough that has disqualified him from this race. Yes, you're right, Sinksy. The penalty for speeding in the pit lane is dependent on how much you go over. So we have seen stop-go 30s if it's slightly over. Otherwise, as we may have seen just now with Will Sanchez, disqualification for going too far over. Spencer Braun choosing not to pit as he makes his way back into the stadium. Gav Cook is now close behind Neil Kerbel, so Neil maybe seemingly having had a mistake, as I see he has now also fallen back from Spencer to over 6 seconds. So Neil had closed that gap down to about 2.5, and maybe a mistake. Let's see if we can find a replay of what happened there, Sam.
Now, what happened when I just left? How did Neil get up so many places?
Oh, just loses control out of the carousel, puts it in the grass. And that'll be why he lost so much time. Well, while you were with us still, Sam, I know you have the memory of a goldfish, but he did pass Gavin Cook, what we watched him do on stream, and that took him to
Oh, never mind. I was
thinking
of Chronotis and Hirsch. I mixed Chronotis and Kerbal up. Totally missed my drivers up here. But all right, Gavin, let's see what you can do. Go 69.
So this battle will be for the net P3 in the race, because Nate Henderson has completed his stop, and I don't see any sign that he has made any errors. So Nate cruising along still in that P1 net P1 position. Just a reminder for everybody watching, Neil Kerbel more or less has this championship sewn up. He just needs to complete the race tonight. Scoring any amount of points in the pro category will secure him the overall victory for our pro division in the DRL. So Neil maybe not so overly concerned on where exactly he finishes on track, just that he does finish.
Well, it looks like he'll definitely deserve the finish, as it looks like his car has been to battle him back.
See Don Donovan in the pits now, completing his mandatory stop. A yellow flag for our friend Tyler Morgan. Let's see what Tyler's been up to on track. Tyler putting a little Tokyo drift here at the end of Dottinger Strait. Pops the old hood up there. He makes his way back into the stadium. And a pit stop.
That's a hard hit. That's going to be a crooked wheel for sure after that. And we've got another stop and go from Kyle Hirsch as 6 points out there. But people are having trouble with the pits this evening.
Yeah, this one is a tricky pit entry. I remember the last time we raced here, drivers had trouble slowing the car down in time for the pit board. It is in a bit of a weird spot, and you can come in there with a lot of speed.
Well, as of right now, until we see maybe a couple more pit stops from the top 4 there, this is where people will stay. for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, looking at the track map, Sam, drivers are all pretty spread out now. I think our closest grouping on track is that between Neil and Gavin. Otherwise, everybody else, a solid 10 seconds gap between all drivers. So everybody out there doing a little bit of hot lapping now as we go for 20 minutes left in this race. Probably three more laps to go, I'd say, by the time everybody completes stops and Nate gets across the line.
What is the fastest lap of the day so far on the track? Obviously, I guess Nathan's time, it looks to be, he has the purple highlight.
Yeah, Nate has put in an 8:17.942. Oh, fantastically good time. Compared to the next fastest driver on track is Neil with an 8:21.2.
I haven't been paying attention, but I guess we'll see when the sectors update here. Does it look like Neil is catching Braun?
I don't believe so. I'm gonna wager a guess that Neil's probably now dealing with some damage and doesn't have the pace that he had previously. His lap times look like they're a bit off of where they were before. You see Gavin Cook still hanging there close with Neil.
I wonder if Neil has any sort of damage, like things he was saying earlier. Gavin has some targeted eyes right now, and he's making the hunt. Spencer will most likely be going in the pits this lap. Yes, sir. Oh, that was a close one.
Did he make it? Oh, it did look close, didn't it?
He gave it a little blip right before there.
Maybe he was already on the pit limiter and slowed down enough, but it looks close. We jump on board with Mitch Nairati, making a move on somebody. Who was that? Going past Tarugo, I believe that was. Taking back P10. Mitch still has that stop go 30 to clear, though. Looks like all drivers who need to make their mandatory stop are now in the pits with only 4 minutes left. So Neil in, Gab in, Daniel in. Would expect to see Hermanis be the next to enter the pits.
Nathan will slowly take back his overall P1 here, now that everyone has went in the pits.
Leaving the pits. Hermani's jumping in as we expected. Al Hirsch coming in to serve his stop go 30. Well, look at that, Sam. We're on board with Nate Henderson, and I believe that was Spencer Braun just in behind Nate. So I wonder if Nate did run into some trouble somewhere, or maybe had a slow stop.
Oh, maybe the undercut was just not the play.
Oh, I can see what happened here. I think Nate took tires. His stationary time in the pits was 30 seconds versus Spencer's 5 second. So I wonder if Nate just wondering or just knowing maybe he had the time to take tires and still build a gap just for safety around this track. As a bold play for sure, but one that looks like it's paid off so far. So we'll see. He's going to have fresh tires compared to Spencer, who didn't take any tires. And what that gap ends up being by the end of the race.
Yeah, well, it was either on purpose or a mistake. For me, it's usually a mistake, but in this case, with such a gap, could have been on purpose. But if it was on purpose, then he definitely cut it close. Because, like you said, Braun is not too far off the tail, even though Nathan's tires will obviously heat up, and he'll most likely just continue to take off.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing is Nate did stop quite a while ago too, like 2 laps ago. So he's got those tires definitely up to temperature, and I think we'll have to chat with Nate after the race if we get a chance to see if that was intentional or not. If it was bold and shows a lot of confidence that he had to be able to keep putting in those kind of lap times to stretch that lead, to give him the buffer to make a 30-second stop versus, a 5-second stop.
Where did everyone else come out? It looks like Gavin is still just a tiddlywink behind Kerbal. And that's about it.
Yeah, he is a tiddlywink behind Kerbal, who has now made himself into that net P3 spot after everybody has completed their stops. Neil still continuing to lose time, though, to Spencer Braun, so I can only imagine, knowing Neil's normal pace, that yes, he would be dealing with some kind of damage. Looks like all of our drivers have cleared their stop-go 30s.
The pit window is closing now.
Well, and you heard it there, folks. The pit window is now closed, but that doesn't matter because all of our drivers have completed their mandatory stop. We are down to 12 minutes left in this race. That's going to be enough time for, I think, one more lap, Sam. I think Nate is far enough around the track that he will be able to complete one more.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see when the white flag goes once he does get across. Oh, it looks like someone was a little bit squirrely there. Donovan, sorry.
Nairati and Donovan here having a good battle. These two have come together with Mitch having to serve his stop-go 30. Give this a little bit of action to enjoy on track.
Finally.
Whoa, as we see Donovan get all kinds of sideways there. Hangs onto it.
Keeping it tidy. He was trying. He was pushing. He was breaking. Oh, a little bit of a curb air bump there. That could be a sketchy curb if you hit it too hard.
Yeah, a lot of the curbs around Norbs are quite tall, and with how low these GT3 cars run, you climb them a little too high and you can find yourself into some serious trouble. Got a couple yellow flag replays to have a look at. Let's see what our drivers have been up to off camera. It's like Daniel Hirsch we're on board with here. Oh, Daniel just touches some grass. Sweet Tokyo drift. And back on track. No real harm on that one.
That's good to touch grass once in a while.
As we ride on board with Don Donovan now, who also had a yellow flag moment. Let's see what happened to Donovan here. Is he still chasing down Mitch Nairati? Oh, just maybe misses breaking point and puts it into the barriers. Oh, and pulling over. Not sure if he's still carrying on. He is. Looks like he is still on track. Yeah, Cook still real close here with Kerbal in that battle for the final podium spot. A little yellow flag moment here for Mitch Nairati. Let's take a quick replay and see what happened. I'm not sure what happened. Slowed down and pulled over. Oh, looks like he engaged his pit limiter?
Final lap down. Give it all you can.
That could have been very.
I don't know what happened. I saw the flashing lights there, and that usually means pit limiter, so. Well, Nate Henderson out there on his final lap, last lap of the race for our drivers. We're getting some more lag here from my computer. Actually, you know what it is? I think it's network. That was when I was on Nate Henderson. As soon as I switched off Nate, it was fine. So we have some drivers who are very far away from the local DRL ACC server. Maybe some connectivity issues.
Very good possibility.
Maybe not.
Oh, there's the lag again.
Looks like it's affecting everybody now.
Not the Australian.
Oh, Donovan looks like maybe he's calling it a night. I'm gonna stop streaming to Discord for a second or so.
It's okay.
Let's do that again. Oh, that looks better. Yeah, it's a great question, Sinksy. We have some drivers who run solo, so no, not everybody has a teammate. We do have a constructors points in our league, but it's not a requirement, and it's more just if you find somebody you want to race with, go ahead and team on up. So yeah, we have several teams on the grid, but there are some drivers who do drive solo for sure. Well, let's run through our order one more time. Currently in P1 is Nathan Henderson, looking to secure the victory in this race as he's getting close to the end of his final lap. Sitting in P2 is Spencer Braun. P3, Neil Kerbel with an incredible drive from way down the grid, having not set a qualifying time this week. Gav Cook in P4, hanging in there real close with Neil. In P5 is Professor Chronotis. Again, another big, strong drive from him from way back on the grid. Daniel Hirsch in P6. Artur Hermani is your leading Pro-Am driver, currently sitting in P7. In P8 is Kyle Hirsch. P9 is Albert Gania, sitting in P2 there for our Pro-Am drivers. Senior Tarugo is your leading AM driver. That's good news for him in his championship fight for that third place spot. Mitch Nairati sitting in P11 P11 overall and in third for our Pro-Am class. Tyler Morgan in P12, second of our AM group. John Malott in P13. And Don Donovan in P14 and Alan Leung rounding out the grid in P15. Looks like we've lost a couple drivers. I know we did have a disqualification from Will Sanchez, and I'm not sure who else disconnected.
Well, very good. Nice drive, Nathan. Better than the last one. Kept her clean. Didn't have any Sams to kill you.
I guess that wasn't the final lap, Sam. These guys are still running it. So I guess Nate made it to the line in time to do one more.
I guess so.
Timer is up and we have no checkered flags, despite what I thought what I heard was a message that leader was on the final lap. I guess that was a lie.
Big lies. Hard to tell.
Well, if you're just tuning in or tuned in halfway through, if you're interested in racing with us here in the DRL, we offer league racing for both ACC and iRacing, both in GT3 classes. Go ahead and hit the link there in the chat to join our Discord and sign up for our leagues. Our new iRacing league kicks off next Monday at the start of Season 2. And ACC, while this is our finale and wrap-up of Season 7, we'll be back for Season 8 pretty quickly. We're going to take a 1-week break, and then we'll be back the following Tuesday night. Sam, what are your plans for racing in our next seasons? Are you doing iRacing? Are you doing ACC? Are you doing either?
I was wanting to do the iRacing. I'm not too particularly into the ACC right now. It's the time used to work very well, and now it doesn't often work the best with school season and different things happening now. But definitely going to participate in as much iRacing as I can. However, ACC will be a faint ghost for me for now. Maybe mixing a couple iRacing endurance races in the mix as well.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
What about you?
I will definitely be participating in the iRacing season coming up. on our Monday night races, and I believe I'm back in the booth here with you all on Tuesday nights for ACC. So unless somebody wants to come and keep my seat warm, I don't think you'll find me back in the car for this series. We see a moment for Neil Kerbal here. I don't know if that means Gav Cook has gotten by. Don't believe so. Gavin maybe having a moment of his own as well.
Well, folks, there she has it.
Well, why is it ended? I don't believe the race
However,
was
I
over.
don't think that is correct.
What
'Cause I was
is
just very
going
confused.
on?
Well, everyone, it's looking tonight like
Oh man, the technical issues.
the Nurburgring 24-hour may not be back on the ACC calendar. Oh, and it looks like Arders has been taken out by Kyle Hirsch. What's happening? What's going on? We've got people in the pits. We've got the Archer's in the wall. He's got I am at a loss.
I have no idea. Well, at the very least, we can still snapshot where drivers were when the session said it was ended, and I guess we will have to base results on that because I have no idea why this race ended in the fashion that it did. Nobody took a checkered flag, and the server said session over. I'm completely puzzled.
Green light, give it all you can.
That's the server restarting. Huh. Would you look at that, Sam?
Oh.
No
GG's,
idea what's
everyone.
going on. Let me. I don't even know if that's going to have saved a replay. Oh, yeah, we got the replay. All right, well, that was interesting. I'm not sure how or why that ended in the way that it did, but Sam, we've got some friends waiting in the green room, so I'm going to start. bringing people in to chat about what's going, how the race was, what happened, what's going on. Let's bring in our overall pro winner, Neil Kerbal. Hello, Neil. Congratulations on winning another championship in DRL. We have no idea what happened to the server, but we'll have to just snapshot results. Sorry, what was that, Neil?
I think it was the wait time. We were using the old race 45-minute 24-hour Nurburgring wait timers.
Oh, you are likely right. It was interesting though because it had said that Nate was on his final lap, and then when he crossed the line, it looks like it gave him another lap, and I'm not sure why, but
I think the race just ended right then.
yeah, it was bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can still snapshot where people were on track, and we'll do results based on where people were when the race ended. So, anyways, we'll ignore that for now. But again, Neil, great season from you. Another championship in your belt here in DRL. How was first of all your race tonight, and then just the season in general for you?
I think I was telling you, like, put in the work early on so that I didn't have to work too hard. And then I ended up working way too hard on this track. Yeah, it looks like you maybe suffered a bit of damage there, and then you had kind of had Gavin chasing you down the rest of the race because of it. Yeah, he was stuck close to me within a second for most of the race, so he definitely kept pace until he had a wall smack as well.
Yeah, we missed Gavin's wall smack, and then we went back to look. I saw you were kind of had a spin, and I wondered if Gavin had gotten by, but we obviously missed. He had a moment as well too. So
you should go back. I did a full 360 in the middle of the track.
Oh, fun! We'll have to go check that replay.
But yeah, thanks for putting this on. Thanks for doing the stream. Really enjoyed the commentary from you and Dan Delatorre, especially all the Know Your DGen segments. So appreciate both of you guys for putting this on and just hosting an excellent DRL championship.
Of course, Neil, and it's our pleasure, and thank you for being a long-time DRL racer. We love seeing you back on the grid each and every season, and yeah, missing Dan tonight. We got Sam here with us. A bit of a less eventful season finale. Maybe I don't know if I like having Nurburgring 24-hour as the last race of the season, because from a broadcasting standpoint, you guys get spread out pretty quick, and then it's pretty quiet.
There's a lot of tarmac out there to get set.
Yeah. Of course. All right, Neil. Well, thanks again. We'll let you jump back over to voice chat, and we'll bring in the next person waiting.
I'm gonna finish my wine.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks.
Yeah, finish your
Enjoy.
wine.
All right, let's bring in our Pro-Am champion, Artur Hermani. Artur's congratulations on Pro-Am victory, my friend. Sorry about the way that race ended with the server and the nonsense, but we've snapshotted where everybody finished up, and congratulations to you on a great season, considering you missed the first two races.
I'm struggling for words. It's unbelievable, honestly. I guess a way to describe the season is just the consistency and always showing up counts and matters. Because I missed 2 rounds. One of them, is a drop round, but still I had 1-0 and still managed to clinch it in the end. So.
You did, yeah. As we were stating at the start of the broadcast, it was kind of a shocking turn of events when Gania took a DNF last round, which kind of had the flip in points between you two. And we kind of did the math, and he basically had to win, and you had to finish third or worse.
Yeah.
But you guys both looks like maybe had some incidents on track tonight, but you came out ahead. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. enjoyed it.
How was your race around the Nurbs tonight? Looked like I saw you got tangled up a couple times, but
Yeah.
otherwise, how was
when
it?
I was racing by myself, I was great. I didn't make any big mistakes. I mean, I went maybe like missed my braking point a slightly bit and went deep, but I didn't go off track. That happened maybe twice, but I didn't make any mistakes, hit any walls, although I was taken out twice on lap 1, so that happened. So I'm very surprised and glad how everything turned out given that. So, yeah.
Great, granted, well, fantastic. Glad to hear that. Well, nice to see you finish the race first of all, and finish it in the right spot to get the points you needed to close the season out. So yeah, again, congratulations. We'll let you get back to hanging out with the rest of the crew, and we'll bring in the next person. Sam, anything you want to add before we kick Arturs out of here?
No, just congrats. Yeah, congrats, Arturs. And like you said, nice and consistent, and keeping it straight, and not on the wall too many times. I mean, maybe once or twice, but once or twice is okay. So you still got the result you wanted. So congrats.
I unironically didn't. I was giving up hope that I would win a Pro-Am championship, and I'm extremely pleasantly surprised that it's finally happened.
And thank you for buying so many sweaters. Arturs has bought 3 t-shirts and ordered 3 sweaters that are on the way, so he's got more DRL clothes than not. So very good.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Vlad? He's got more than you.
Yeah, pick up your pace, Vlad.
There you go. All right, Darters, enjoy the rest of your day. I know your day is just getting started, but enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see you back for season 8.
Yes, we will. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in Mr. Spencer Braun. Spencer Braun,
Hello, hello.
congratulations on P2, my friend. Nice racing out there.
I think that session ending early may have saved me.
May have saved
When
you.
the session ended, I had 5.5 liters.
Yeah, I think that it's supposed. I'm not 100% sure what happened with the server. I think I messed up the total wait time on the server, because I also don't think it was supposed to go that one extra lap, because I think we had gotten the message that Nate was on his final lap, and then he hit the start finish line and it kept going. So we're not sure.
Oh, interesting.
100% what happened, but either way we were able to snapshot where everybody was, and we'll just go results based on that. So yeah, a bit of a bizarre, but other than that, how was your race? I mean, kind of lonely around Nords, I assume.
Yeah, but I love Nords. I think going from spending the first practice hour and only setting a valid lap in the last 5 minutes to being able to be nice and consistent and actually set some pretty decent times, I think. I'm really, really happy. I was really dreading racing this evening.
Yeah, it's a tricky track, right? Like, it's so many corners to memorize, and it's really punishing when you make a mistake. Those barriers are so close. We watched on stream, a lot of people hit walls tonight, so.
Yeah, so here, and then there's big potholes, and then the Porsche famously doesn't like curbs in the first place. I even lifted the nose a bit to just try to help me out a little, but yeah, it's a very punishing track, very unforgiving.
So we saw a bit of an incident in turn 1, but we didn't really get a good camera angle on it. What happened there? Did you get a tap from behind that sent you through the grass, or was that missed your braking point and try not to kill somebody into the grass?
So I'm gonna say thank you to the Hirsch brothers, because I'm not sure which one of them hit me, but I told them that I had PTSD from Red Bull Ring, that my mirrors were too much yellow, and it was stressing me out. And then one of them punted me right through the pack, and I wound up in second place. So, and then I was like, do I give those spots back? I was like, heck no, let's go.
No.
And then so I was happy with that.
Amazing. Yeah, it was hard to tell from the replay. We couldn't tell if it was a missed braking point and you just dove for the grass, or it kind of did look like you got punted. So It's hard to tell. Well, there you go.
I was doing okay. I was watching everybody slow down in front of me. I was trying not to kill my own teammate because the constructors is it's there. I don't know if we secured second place. I would guess.
Yeah, I think you did lock in second place for sure. I don't think you guys had even the ability to take first with both Hirsch brothers showing up tonight. All they had to do was finish the race to secure the constructors.
Yeah.
But still a good fight either way. You and Gab got a good handful of points. We'll definitely have secured second place over Tyler and Neil. So
fantastic. I like that.
All right, Mr. Braun. Well, fantastic racing. Congrats on the P2, and we will send you back to hang out with the others.
Yeah, thanks. First podium of the season. I'll take it at Nords.
Great one to take.
So congrats.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything.
Yeah. Mr. Tarugo, how are you doing, my friend?
Hey guys, trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah, us too.
At the end.
Yeah, we had some server problems tonight. Mostly not server problems, configuration problems with myself on the server. It seems to be. It looks like I just missed a few settings that made the race end abruptly as it did without anybody seemingly taking a checkered flag. So we're not 100% sure there, but either way, we snapshot where everybody was on track, and we'll do results based on that. But let's why don't you tell us about your race? How did it go for you out there?
It was good. This is my first time around Nords. I practiced. I was on vacation over the weekend, so I didn't really get a chance to put too much time into it, but I did about 3 or 4 hours yesterday. I felt okay. It was hard to keep a lap together, and today the focus was just keep it on the track, let people by that I don't need to focus on, and just let them do their own thing, stay safe. And I was flowing. It felt really good. Like, I really enjoy this track. Once you start putting the flow together and the corners come together, it's really, really good. I enjoy it, and I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again pop up on the season. It was a lot of fun.
That's great to hear, man. Well, it was a pleasure having you all season, and the past couple seasons, of course. I love having you on track out there battling away. And are you gonna be back with us for season 8?
Yeah. Whenever you guys send that info, I'll be looking to join back up for next season.
Sounds great. Yeah, gonna be a little quick turnaround this time. We're gonna take a 1 week break. We'll take next week off, and then we should be back the following week. Get right back into it.
Cool. Awesome. So before I let you guys go, what position did I technically end up in then? First? Is that what that's what Tyler's saying to me?
Yeah, I think you were first on track of the AMs. I'll have to go back and take a look. I screenshotted there, and we have the stream, of course, to see where drivers were when the session ended. But I think you did finish P1, so congrats.
Nice. Thanks, guys. I look forward to the season 8 and see you there.
Sounds good.
Right, thanks again.
Thank you.
One more wonderful driver to chat with. It's our good friend Tyler Morgan. How's it going, buddy?
Not too bad. That's the ending's a bit unfortunate because Tarugo's in the wall. Maybe I could have gotten him, but we'll never know. I guess it's a great. I'm actually just happy that the championship was decided last week, because if that had been how that ends, then that would definitely be a little bit sour.
Yeah, I guess, we obviously had some configuration problems on the server on our side, but we'll just take positions at where everybody was when the session ended. So, I guess you'll never know. We hear some people might have run out of gas too, so I don't even think it was supposed to go that extra lap that it had started on, because we had gotten the note that Nate was on his final lap, and then he hit the start-finish line, and it didn't end there. It kept going, so something strange went on. But either way. So Tyler, how was obviously, like you said, in your championship battle, it was wrapped up last week. How was season 7 as a whole for you?
obviously there's some regret with not being able to fight for that championship, especially at the end this week. But honestly, I think a good, strong end to the season is pretty good. 3 race wins in a row. Second one was 2 seconds, so I could at least say I finished out strong. It's just the beginning half wasn't so great. I had an excellent battle with Malott. Like, I just think of the Nordschleife as just a place where I can just drive around and just have a single lap pace battle with myself. But like, it's insane to fight with somebody through this track, especially someone of Malott's caliber who's got a really good defense. If it all works out, so I really had to hope that he made mistakes, and thankfully he made some, but I definitely still had to fight him throughout the entire complex.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear. I mean, it is definitely hard to go side by side anywhere on this track other than the straights. So, yeah, when you see drivers battling around here, it's always a treat to see. I don't think we caught too much of the battle between you and Malott. There weren't honestly a lot of battles on track tonight because Nords is, well, it's just so big and everybody got pretty spread out there eventually. But yeah, good way to wrap up the season, and we'll take a short break and we'll be back for Season 8 in a couple of weeks' time.
Definitely going to be a blast, that's for sure, and it'll be my final season, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can end off on a high note.
Absolutely. Well, what are your plans after retirement next season, Tyler?
I'm going to keep those close to the chest for now. I'll talk
Oh, all right. He got an NDA agreement with his legal team.
Yep,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, well, our legal team is gonna fire you otherwise, so please tell us now.
I'll probably end up moving to Monday nights. It's easier for the timing, and also to stay up to like 2 a.m.
For sure.
Nope. I hear
All right, Tyler. Well,
we'll have to see you there.
As always, we love having you on track, and appreciate you participating and driving in the league and putting up a good fight every week. So,
All right, see you guys next time.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Tyler.
Well, Sam, that wraps up Season 8. It was a good season. Some good racing we got to watch this time around, and yeah, looking forward to Season 8 and seeing who shows up on grid and how many more people you can recruit. I heard you said you were going to bring in like another 30 drivers. Is that right?
Yeah, well, so far the Reddit post has been an immense fail, but we're going to try one more time with a couple other strategies and see what we can do here. But looking like it should be a good another season regardless from the drivers last season, and a few new faces so far, but yeah, it should be a good one. So hopefully we see some new faces there, and maybe some new faces in ACC as well.
Yeah, well, I do know we had a bunch of ACC drivers not participate in Season 7 just due to having busy summers, so we're going to jump back into all of their DMs and remind them that fall is here and they should get back on track with us.
Right on.
All right, Sam, well, thanks for joining me in the booth. Thank you, everybody, for following along with us. And again, if you're interested in racing with us, come join us in Discord. Sign up for one of our leagues. We'd love to have you be part of the action. With that, good night, everybody, and we will talk to you in a couple weeks.